Did you know that Germany is home to the world's oldest social housing project, dating back to 1516? That's right, but let's take a step further back in time, to Germany's ancient history, to the roots of traditions that have shaped the culture we know today. In the heart of winter, when the nights were longest and the days shortest, ancient Germanic tribes celebrated Yule, a festival marking the winter solstice. It was a time of feasting, merriment, and gift-giving, a tradition that has echoed down the centuries and inspired many of the customs we associate with Christmas today. As winter gave way to spring, the ancient Germans welcomed the start of the farming season with May Day festivals. They danced around the maypole, a symbol of fertility and prosperity, celebrating the renewal of life. This spirit of celebration, of marking the seasons and their bounty, is still a vibrant part of modern German culture. But the traditions of the ancient Germanic tribes didn't evolve in isolation. The Romans, with their advanced civilization and powerful empire, left a significant imprint on German culture. From architecture to religion, the Romans brought new ideas and practices that mingled with and enriched the existing Germanic traditions. And then came the Christian missionaries. They arrived with the message of a new faith and transformed the spiritual landscape of Germany. Old gods were replaced with new ones, and many pagan festivals were reframed into Christian celebrations. Easter, for instance, was originally a spring festival dedicated to the goddess Eostre, but it was later adapted into the Christian celebration of the resurrection of Jesus. These ancient traditions, influenced by the Romans and Christianity, laid the foundation for what we know as German culture today. They resonate in the bustling Christmas markets, in the joyous May Day celebrations, in the stunning Romanesque architecture, and in the solemnity of Easter observances. They remind us that traditions are not just about the past, but a living, breathing part of our present, continually evolving and shaping our world. These ancient traditions laid the foundation for what we know as German culture today. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, a time of knights, castles, and fairy tales. This is the era where many German traditions that we know and love today took root. In the heart of winter, the first Christmas markets sprang up, their warm, sparkling lights cutting through the cold, dark nights. These markets, known as Christkindlmarkts, were filled with the scent of roasted chestnuts, the sound of carolers, and rows of stalls selling everything from handcrafted toys to gingerbread cookies. Today, these Christmas markets are a beloved tradition, not just in Germany, but around the world, spreading joy and holiday cheer. Then there's the tradition of the Christmas tree. While evergreens had long been a symbol of eternal life, it wasn't until the Middle Ages that Germans began bringing these trees into their homes during the Yuletide season. Decorated with apples, nuts, and other treats, they were a festive sight that filled homes with a sense of wonder and delight. This tradition was so captivating that it spread far and wide, becoming a universal symbol of Christmas. The Middle Ages also gave rise to the popularity of fairy tales. Stories of enchanted forests, magical creatures, and brave heroes captured the imagination of children and adults alike. These tales were passed down from generation to generation, eventually becoming the classic stories we know today, like Snow White, Cinderella, and Hansel and Gretel. But it wasn't just traditions that were shaped during this time. The German language itself was profoundly influenced by Martin Luther, the famous theologian and reformer. Luther's translation of the Bible into the vernacular made it accessible to the common people for the first time, standardizing the German language and shaping its development for centuries to come. These traditions, born in medieval times, continue to shape German culture, imbuing it with a sense of history and continuity. They remind us of a time when knights roamed the land, castles dotted the landscape, and fairy tales were a part of everyday life. These traditions, born in medieval times, continue to shape German culture. The 19th century brought about significant changes in German traditions and cultural life. It was a time of rapid industrialization and modernization, a period that saw the country transform from a rural society to an industrial powerhouse. This shift was not without its impact on the cultural fabric of the nation. Picture this: the year is 1810. The city of Munich is abuzz with excitement as the first Oktoberfest is celebrated. This event, initially a horse race to honor the marriage of Crown Prince Ludwig, would eventually evolve into a globally recognized festival of beer and Bavarian culture. Industrialization played a part here, as advancements in brewing technology allowed for the mass production of beer. making it possible for the festival to cater to the thousands of people who flocked to Munich each year. Around the same time, in the mid-19th century, Germany adopted the Gregorian calendar, aligning itself with most of Western Europe. This change was more than just a matter of dates and days. It was a symbol of Germany's desire to modernize and integrate with the rest of the continent. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the rise of German nationalism. As the country industrialized, there was a growing sense of national identity, a feeling of unity among the German-speaking people. This sentiment was reflected in the culture of the time, from the music of Richard Wagner, which stirred the soul with its grandeur, to the literature of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, which celebrated the German spirit. This newfound nationalism also led to the standardization of the German language. Prior to the 19th century, there was a wide variety of dialects spoken across the German territories. But with the rise of nationalism, High German, the dialect of the educated and the upper classes, began to be adopted by the masses, further unifying the people. This period of rapid change further refined the distinct character of German culture. It was a time of transition, of growth, and of evolution, and it left an indelible mark on the traditions and cultural life of Germany that can still be felt today. The aftermath of World War II brought about an era of reflection and reinvention in German culture. As Germany rose from the ashes of war, it found itself grappling with the ghosts of its past while seeking to redefine its future. This period marked a time of reconciliation, introspection, and cultural transformation. In the immediate post-war years, Germany was a nation seeking to mend its fractured identity. The country looked inward, reflecting on its history and the recent events that had shaken the world to its core. This introspective period was pivotal in shaping Germany's evolving cultural identity. As the country sought to redefine itself, new traditions began to take shape. One such tradition was the Love Parade, a techno music and dance festival that began in the late 1980s. The Love Parade, with its emphasis on peace, love, and unity, was a stark contrast to Germany's troubled past. It represented a new, vibrant, and inclusive Germany, one that embraced diversity and sought to spread positivity. Similarly, the Berlin Film Festival, established in 1951, became a beacon of the country's cultural renaissance. The festival not only showcased the best of German cinema, but also served as a platform for international films, fostering a spirit of global cultural exchange. The reunification of East and West Germany in 1990 also had a profound impact on German culture. It marked the end of a divided nation and the beginning of a new chapter in Germany's history. This reunification did not just bring about political and economic changes, it also led to a blending of cultural traditions from both sides of the former divide. This fusion created a unique cultural landscape, enriching German traditions and further defining its distinct identity. In the face of adversity, German culture proved resilient, evolving and adapting to the changing times. Through reflection and reinvention, Germany has managed to create a vibrant cultural tapestry that is as diverse as it is unique, a testament to its enduring spirit and its commitment to progress. From ancient festivals to modern parades, German culture has come a long way. As we trace the evolution of German culture and traditions, we find a rich tapestry of customs and practices that have ebbed and flowed through the centuries. From the ancient Germanic tribes who celebrated the changing of seasons with grand festivals, to the medieval townsfolk who expressed their faith through art and music, the spirit of celebration has always been a cornerstone of German culture. In the Renaissance, Germany was a cradle of intellectual and artistic revolution. The country produced remarkable figures like Martin Luther, whose teachings transformed Christianity, and Johannes Gutenberg, whose printing press revolutionized communication. The era of modernization and industrialization saw Germany at the forefront of scientific and technological advancements. This period gave birth to innovations that would shape the world, from the first practical automobile by Carl Benz to Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Post-war Germany, rising from the ashes of destruction, embraced a new cultural identity. The country became a melting pot of ideas and influences, reflected in its diverse music scene, from the classical symphonies of Beethoven and Bach to the pulsating beats of techno music that originated in Berlin's nightclubs. German traditions have left an indelible mark on the world. The tradition of decorating Christmas trees, which began in Germany in the 16th century, has become a global phenomenon. The world-famous Oktoberfest, a Bavarian beer festival, has inspired similar celebrations in cities around the globe. German culture is not just about the past, it continues to evolve and shape the world. Today, Germany is known for its environmentally friendly practices, its cutting-edge technology, and its thriving art and music scene. The journey of German culture is a testament to the nation's resilience and creativity, a rich tapestry of traditions that continue to evolve and captivate the world.